What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Wingin podcast. So, looks like it's just me tonight. Couple things. We're supposed to have a Q&A episode, but we only got like 3 questions. So, I thought it'd probably just be best we just push that back. Plus, we had some interesting things happen this week. I'll leave it at that. As far as that's concerned. Yeah, so Q&A episode will probably come later. I'll talk with the guys and see when we want to do it. We do have a channel in our Discord where you can ask us questions. So please leave them there. If we get enough, we'll probably do it next week. But for right now, we only got 3 questions, so there wasn't really a point to doing the Q&A when you only got 3 questions. So hope everybody please understand, as it were. What I've been playing, I checked out that Renatus demo. I'll be talking about that in a little bit. Marvel vs. Capcom, played a few of those games in that collection, and I'm still working through First Descendant, and I'm still working through Trails Through Daybreak. So those are the things that I've been playing. Renatus, that demo, I understand why some people are having a problem with it. Personally, I like it. I like the art style. It kind of reminds me a little bit of the World Ends With You and Kingdom Hearts a little bit. The problem I'd say is probably with the gameplay. And it's not a bad thing. It's just the tutorial for Renatus, it ain't the best in the world. It's not the smoothest experience. Plus, like, there's a couple things with the dodge mechanic that's just, you got to get the timing down. And I think they could have did that. If they could have found a way to do the dodge a little bit different, like instead of having to press it 3 times to actually get the power bar, the magic bar to come back, just like do it once, do like a perfect dodge, like with Bayonetta or with like some of the other action RPGs. That would probably have been the better way to incorporate that. But other than that, I was enjoying myself. I love the look of it. I like the world they set up. It's interesting. So I already got mine pre-ordered. I'm looking forward to playing it when it releases. So I'm all in for that one. The Marvel vs. Capcom Arcade Classics. I played through X-Men Children of the Atom. Played through a little bit of X-Men vs. Street Fighter and Marvel Superheroes. I still need to play Marvel vs. Capcom 1 and 2 and the Punisher game. The Punisher game, I'm still like when Andre said a few weeks back when we found out what was coming. I still think it probably should have been X-Men Mutant Apocalypse or Blood Ties, or one of those games should have been in there. I think Blood Ties was the one that was on Genesis that Capcom made. I think that was the name of it. I could be wrong, but at least X-Men Mutant Apocalypse, I know that was Capcom because that was on the SNES. I'm like, that one, Punisher, I don't know why they chose Punisher, but it's there. I'll probably be playing that one a little bit and just to see how that one is, and I'll be able to like give my thoughts on that one. As far as like the collection. I think it's a pretty decent collection. Um, what's up, Sandstorm?
Yo, what's good?
Uh, I think it's a pretty decent collection. I'm enjoying it myself so far, but then again, I'm biased because I'm a huge X-Men fan. So I've been waiting for X-Men versus Street Fighter and X-Men Children of the Atom for the longest. So yeah, I am completely going to be honest and 100% with my bias. Yes, I love those games. So there's that. So what you been playing, Sandstorm?
Literally just got done playing Tales of Vesperia.
Took you
Just
long enough.
yeah, I'm not done. It's not finished. It's not over with.
I'm saying it took you long enough to start playing.
Oh yeah. It's like I picked it up and like I binged it for a while and then I put it down and been playing everything else and I'm like, you know what? This is a game that's in my back catalog that I have not finished. So let me go ahead and mess with that for a little bit. So I've been and plus two. If I can be like really real, if I can be like really real, um, my my electric bill was absolutely astronomical this past month. So yeah, and I've been playing the PC like crazy. So like I I know that's the reason because the air ain't on in my house. Like so so I'm like, you know what? Let me play something that doesn't really mess with the wattage. So been playing on the Switch for a while. I'm trying to catch up with that. I have been playing uh, Black Myth, but I've stopped. For any of those who are curious, I have stopped because I'm right at a point where I believe it's going to be the second stage's boss. Um, and so, as a matter of fact, I may stream that after we get done with this, so y'all can kind of see that because every time I run into or every time I play Black Myth, like stream it for you guys, I'll be like, okay, I'm done, and I'll be like, man, let me just put in like 10, 15 more minutes. And every single time, without fail, I run into like the dopest boss, like way doper than the last boss that I end up going against. So I'm like, you know what? At this end of the level boss, I'm gonna go ahead and do that. So those are really the two biggest things I've been playing. I want to go back into Starfield, but I know if I go back into Starfield, I have to mess around with my saves and stuff like that because it's saying that my saves are failed. So yeah, yeah. I'm kind of curious if it's because of the mods that are on there. Maybe there's an old mod that didn't get an update or something like that. So yeah, I'm a take off all the mods, save it, and then go by order to see what didn't get an update and what did. So yeah. Other than that, that's all I've been playing really.
Oh, okay. All right. Sounds like not a bad list. So okay, I'm gonna talk about this, but not because I want to. And that's the whole Astrobot versus Mario and why these comparisons just need to stop. First of all, comparisons need to stop to begin with anyway, because most times I feel the people that are making these comparisons are not playing either of the game they're comparing.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's like if you had to stop, if you had to give one reason, that's like the single most reason right there, especially how we were talking yesterday.
Yeah, it just feels like that. Like most people haven't played either game,
Mm-hmm.
and they're making the comparison basically just because Astrobot is on PS5, and I'm like, bruh, you don't have to tear something else down to make something else feel better.
Right.
And clearly, the sales is y'all are talking, but y'all not buying.
No.
Clearly, which to me is that's disheartening, and that's evident of the problem with both Sony and Microsoft is y'all y'all fan bases talk a lot, but them sales ain't reflected in the noise.
Right.
So I don't know what
And
to tell
and
you.
it's funny to that too because we had that was that last year that what's the game that everybody was like all over
It was
for a
dope.
limited time? The Pokemon joint. The one with guns.
Power World.
Pal World. It's not like that situation, you know what I'm saying, where everybody was hyping it and then there was a certain amount of people who went out and bought it. Now, did it make anywhere near the sales numbers of a Pokemon game? But at least they moved over a million. You know what I'm saying? Like in Japan, it said they had less than 12,000. Like for an Astrobot game, which is kind of crazy too because that's Japan out of anybody. You know what I'm saying? Like they love that kind of stuff. And for it to not pick up like that, but that's beside the point. Getting back to the point. Um, comparing two games, and not owning those two games, that's just I think that's silly. That's like asking somebody like which two of these teams are the better teams, whether it's football, basketball, any sport, and they don't even watch that
Yeah.
sport at all.
Dude, I've gotten to a point where I'm like that Keanu Reeves meme where like, look, I'm at the point in my life where if you say 2 + 2 = 8, I'm not going to argue with you.
Hmm.
But my problem is I don't like people trying to have an argument or trying to have a debate when they clearly either A, have not watched or read or played whatever they're trying to argue or debate.
Hmm.
You know, you can't get, and I'm using this as an example, but you can't get mad at Wakanda Forever because you think uh, T'Challa is wrong and Killmonger is right. If you refuse to watch Wakanda Forever,
Hmm.
you can't have an argument. You can't have a debate with somebody about that because you refuse to watch it because you liked one character and think the other character is a sellout, but you didn't watch the movie. You can't then have an argument about the second movie.
Right.
So, like with this, you haven't played Astrobot. You damn sure haven't played Mario Odyssey or Galaxy or any of the other ones. Why are you sitting up here having this debate and complaining and saying that Mario needs to take notes from Astrobot just because Astrobot is on the shiny platform?
That's so wild
That's
to me.
that's wild. I'm like, bro. And then when you actually start seeing gameplay, you start seeing Astrobot took stuff from Mario Sunshine, Mario Galaxy, and I'm just sitting there like, bro, that's if
Right.
they're taking from that, I rest my case.
Right. I think it's crazy too because it's like if you think about if you think about uh, a basketball team, right? Any NBA team, and they just so happen to go against any college team or whatever, and the NBA team is blowing out the college team, not because they're more athletic, but because they have experience. You know what I'm saying? Like an experienced NBA team. And then like afterwards, you like, well, what can that NBA team really learn from the college team?
Like
Uh, to be young.
absolutely nothing. Like that's
Right. Like, well, I like the way he cut right there on that part. So we're gonna go with they should probably cut like that, more. And it's like, well, now the real question is, well, why didn't they cut like that? Why didn't they move like that? Like, oh, like the one thing that I've heard frequently is they need to take they can take Astrobots bosses, how they handle bosses better and use that for Mario. But I'm like, so would that not make it more like Astrobot then? Like I'm not understanding exactly what you're trying to say then. Like what does that mean? Because like it sounds like you don't want Mario, and if you don't want Mario, then you want Astrobot.
yeah. Then just play what you want.
Yeah.
Play what you want. So I'm like, bro, because I heard that argument as well. The bosses. I'm like, clearly you didn't play Mario Odyssey or Super Mario 64 for that matter.
Mm-mm.
So like clearly you didn't play those. So you might not want to use that.
Mm-mm. Think of something else.
Yes, like that. I'll just use Odyssey as an example. Like the stuff that Odyssey did, like with the 8-bit HD levels
Mm-hmm.
inside the level. Has anybody else did that?
No. Mm-mm.
Nobody
But
else has
their
done that.
but their excuse would be, well, there isn't like an 8-bit version of Astrobot, so they really can't do
You can still make it. I mean, there wasn't an 8-bit version for Deadpool, and they threw a whole 16-bit version in the Deadpool game.
it. Right. It's still possible.
Yeah, it's still possible. I'm just saying, like that was what I would use when you start saying, "Hey, they need to do Mario needs to do this." And what kills me is when people that supposedly are Nintendo fans say that, and I'm like, "Wait, what?"
Right.
Okay, I'm like, dude, Astrobot is cool because it's Astrobot.
Right.
That's what makes Astrobot cool.
Right.
You don't need to compare it to
You don't
Mario.
need to compare it. Like
Yeah.
it's its own identity. Yes, it's in the platformer market
Yeah.
and the platformer genre, but like let it be its own thing. Why does it need to like? And I think that's where the real failure comes from. Not from Astrobot, but from every genre.
Mhm.
Like, and you said this earlier. Like things don't need to be compared to other things. Yeah, we make similarities to other things because maybe a game may feel like something else, but Astrobot doesn't feel like a Mario game,
Mm-mm.
like straight off the bat. Anyway, you know what I'm saying? So why put that similarity? Because all it does is either build a title up or it brings it down. It never is for what it is, right? So like it's just that's that messes everything up. Like I would even say perfect example. Horizon Zero Dawn came out the same time as Breath of the Wild,
It's a while, yeah.
and they both are action games. You know what I'm saying? And Breath of the Wild is a vastly more open world than Horizon is, to the point where it was hard for me to play Horizon. But I can't directly compare those two because fundamentally they play different. Like the fact that they're giant open world games is basically where it stops at. Like that's
pretty much it.
So just going back and trying to compare genres or two games or two genres that don't even play the same is I think is something that we need to stop doing. And I think the only way that you really should be comparing two games is if they're in the same family. So if you were talking for Horizon Zero Dawn and Horizon Forbidden West, that's a perfect example because they're the same. Like, what did they improve on? What did they mess up on? You know what I'm saying? That's a good comparison. But and especially from two different companies. Like
because that's two completely different like gaming philosophies. And, I mean, to me, the only way to fix this is at hashtag Astrobot for Smash. Go to the next Smash game. That's the only way to fix this. Let them duke it out.
Let them duke it out. Turn the AI on to 10 and sit there and watch.
Let them fight. And let Sony get a percentage of the amiibo sales. Just going to
They need that. Put a little money in their pocket.
Yeah, let them put a little money in their pocket.
They need that little old money.
I just hate. I hate when they do comparisons because, like I said, I don't see the purpose in tearing something down to build something else up. I don't. I just don't.
It's crazy,
and it's just and social media magnifies it.
Oh
because even if the people are like, hey man, we need to stop giving them, you need to stop engaging with them because that's why they do it.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody always does because they just do, and it's like, okay, man, because that's why going into my next topic, the PS5 Pro.
Oh yeah.
Oh, but I wanted to tackle it from this perspective.
Okay.
The promises. For the last 3 gens, 7, 8, and this one here 9, we have gotten promise after promise after promise from 2 companies.
Mm-hmm.
They never keep their promise.
No.
They never keep it. So my thing is, okay, with the PS5 Pro first, was it needed? That, to be honest, no.
No.
The whole digital versus physical thing, y'all know my stance on it. I don't mind digital if you can't put the whole game on the physical media that's allowed that you have. And
Right.
let's be real, with the way people complain about $70 games, y'all know good and well y'all ain't gonna spend 120 for a 120 gig disc.
Right.
You're not gonna do it. And you wanna know who else knows you're not gonna do it? Sony and Microsoft know you're not gonna do it.
Nope.
So these games come in 90 and 100 gigs. Call of Duty, the last two Call of Duties was what, 310 gigs?
Yeah, something
For the
like
whole
that.
thing?
Yeah.
For the whole thing, including the multiplayer, like 310 gigs? Come on, man. Come on. Like, you're not going to pay for it. So I sit here now and I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, look, yeah, is it something that's made for me? No. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
can I afford it? Yes. Am I going to get it? No, because to me, you don't need a next gen refresh. I understand why it happened last gen, and that was
Mm-hmm.
because Microsoft was having issues with that OG Xbox One. They were, so they had to put out that Xbox One S to try to mitigate those issues. I've told y'all about the issues I had with half the stuff not working. The DVD upload thing, the DVD upload didn't work. The DVR didn't. The game DVR thing didn't work, and Mixer didn't work on mine. And it wasn't one of those things that would happen with everybody. Like, some people had some things work, some people didn't have some things that worked. But that's why they had to do that. Sony didn't really need to do that then because they was already on top.
Right.
So they didn't have to do that then. Now I don't know why they're doing this. And then you're like, okay, you said last time it was going to be 4K 60 frames a second.
Right.
Why should I believe you now? Like, why?
I don't. And to that extent, I don't like the fact that they advertise. It would have been different if they said, games can run, up to some games can run up to 60 frames. Like how Nintendo did, up to 60 frames, and can get even as high as 120 frames. That leaves room for the 30 frame people. That leaves room for the people for games to even be running at 30 frames. But like you said, they said that games, like every game was going to be 60 at this point, and that's what you expected. And now to be like, wait a minute, hold on, but now this time we can get even more game. Not even every now. We're talking about even more games at 60 frames. Like, it's like, So yeah, so not only do y'all have to retcon, but y'all have to double back on, like, not everything. Like, you just have to. It's crazy.
And I told y'all the emails I got when I pre-ordered Marvel's Avengers. They said in that email, if you want to play at 60 frames a second, you have to play with 1080. 4K was locked at 30. Wait a minute, but y'all didn't say that when y'all was pimping these systems out.
Right.
That's why I like how Nintendo does it. They just like, look, this is how the game plays. But what's the specs? Here's how the game plays. You don't need to worry about that. Here's how the game plays. Here's how the game looks. Here's how the game plays. And this is what all you can do in. This is what all the features you can use for it. But I need to know. No, you don't.
No, you don't.
No, you don't. This is what you need. This is what you need. This is how the game. This is how Astral Chain looks. This is how the opening of Astral Chain is. We're gonna have a Treehouse Live. Y'all ain't never seen this game before, and we're gonna sit two of the developers down here. We're gonna sit a translator, and we're gonna have somebody playing the game. We're gonna have the journalists asking questions.
Yeah. So stop asking questions.
Here's an hour of gameplay. Now, what else? Now, what was your other question? Was
right.
Oh,
wait a minute. Wait. Now, wait a minute. Before you ask the question, do you have any questions other than graphics, frames, performance, anything other than that? How about, matter of fact, we'll ask the question for you. How fun is the game? Well, let me show you.
That's basically, dude. When Al Newman did that 13-minute presentation on Tears of the Kingdom, not one time did he say anything about frames or nothing. But what did he show you? He showed you how fine Ultra Hand was.
Right.
And
What was
everybody was like, "Wait a minute, I can make a raft with a fan on it."
right?
Bet.
The
So
mechanics in that game.
yeah, like they said nothing about. They ain't say nothing about 30 frames. They ain't say nothing about 4K or getting up to 8. They didn't say nothing about that. They were like,
Nada.
"Look, this is how the game plays." When they showed off Arms, this is how the game plays. When they showed
Mm-hmm.
off Marvel Ultimate Alliance, this is how the game played. When they showed off Astral Chain, this is how the game plays. When they showed off Bayonetta, this is how the game plays.
Right. Shoot, y'all loving some being surprised about how well Metroid looks right now, and they haven't said a word
Said
on no
nothing.
graphics or anything.
Metroid Dread. What was everybody talking about with Metroid Dread? Did y'all hear Samus talk? She spoke Chozo.
Right.
She said one line. Y'all
No
heard her
word.
talk?
The whole game.
Meanwhile, all of us Metroid heads was like, she about to blow this planet up, ain't she?
Right.
That's all us saying. She finna blow this planet sky high. So I'm like, yeah, I really think Sony and Microsoft need to stop talking about specs, period. I know they're not going to do it because that's what they have to. That's how they have to market their stuff. Because especially I think that's why I'm so disappointed in Sony because PS1 and PS2 they had mascots. They had a lineup for you.
Mad mascots.
Square Enix was all to themselves.
I would argue that it was more dangerous with them than it was with Sega because
Yep.
Sega had a team. Sega had a squad, no lie, but PlayStation had something like serious. If we had Sony stuck by all of their lineup, their squad would be heavy right now.
Yes.
Like Spyro, Crash,
Jack,
Sly,
Ratchet,
Jack, Infamous, like they would have pieces in all parts of gaming right now that would make people go buy it. Like easily if they dropped any of those when they dropped the PS5, I'm like, dang, I really don't want to buy this PS5, but
they got the new Jack and Daxter just dropped, man. I gotta get it. And that's pretty much how it goes with them. I think we just lost Sandstorm. Yep, he froze out. So, but yeah, that is what hurt me when I think about Sony because I'm thinking about PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, and all of that. Oh, you're back.
Thank you. I am here now.
Yeah. But yeah, that's what I'm like, dude. You have, and we give Nintendo crap about the franchises they don't bring back up. Like I know Kid Icarus Uprising, Kid Icarus made a whole joke out of it.
Mm-hmm.
They made a complete joke out of it, even though I still think we should have got it for Switch. Like we should have got Uprising for Switch. But I'll let them have that. But they made a complete joke about like not coming back. Punch Out came back on the Wii, hadn't been back since.
Yep. I mean, even games that would be technical marvels like now. No, I wouldn't even say technical marvels. Technical marvels since the last time you've seen them, I should say. Like we haven't even gotten those. Like 1080 snowboarding, Wave Race. Like those games. Like the last time we saw them were on GameCube. You know what I'm saying? Back before we were claiming HD era. You know, and to see that all the advancements in technology we've had since then, like I personally feel like that's a miss because regardless if those things are like popular now, like you can make those popular, like, easily make those popular, and it's not a thing. So
well, I think too, like the dissolution of EA Big, that's what stopped that because like the reason I think Nintendo was going so hard with 1080 was because you saw what EA Big was doing.
Right.
SSX and SSX Tricky.
Right.
That was the competition right there.
Right.
Nintendo like, okay, we got to have our own. Then you throw out Wave Race, which is basically Excite Bike in the ocean.
In the ocean.
Yeah.
They had that whole lane to themselves. And I don't even think it was I don't think necessarily like it doesn't sell well, because I think it really would. Like,
Yeah.
especially because of how long the gap is and
Hmm.
how many people like that franchise. Is easy. Historically is easy to get somebody who loves a franchise, especially, to run and go tell somebody else about a franchise that they really like and that they should go pick it up. And another person will pick it up off the word of somebody saying, like, go pick this up. You need to get this because this is where it's at right now.
Or just like people showing gameplay, because now like people just show gameplay. You watch it on Twitch and you like, yeah, I can pick this up. But
Mm-hmm.
I agree. I think like if they were to drop like a wave race or an excite bike or
Yeah.
1080, I think it
Yeah.
would do well now just because of a nostalgia and b
Mm-hmm.
they actually know how to optimize for their own stuff. And since
Yep.
it's their system, they would optimize for it.
Yep.
The other thing too, I think, is also had to do with that time frame. Back then, everybody was into extreme sports,
Yeah.
so that actually helped out a lot too.
Yeah.
That extreme sports was like was just popping like that
Yeah.
back then.
It's nothing for them to turn around and make a skiing game on top of snowboarding and then being like, not necessarily Olympics, but this is like, gold medalist retreat. You know what I'm saying? And put it online and you're good.
Because I know the one thing they won't do is make it a live service game. Because I'm so glad they don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, nah, don't do that. Dark Boy, I agree. Pilot Wings would be cool.
Pilot Wings, absolutely.
Pilot Wings would be cool. I thought we were gonna get that when they kept doing Wii Sports Resort and stuff like that. I'm like, oh, they're gonna do
Yeah.
that. They were like, nah.
They even gave you Pilot Wings was it Pilot Wings Resort or something like that on the 3DS
Yeah.
where I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. So we'll just have to wait and see on that. But like,
Yeah.
yeah, there's some stuff that I think honestly that could help Sony and Microsoft immensely would
Mm-hmm.
be to stop talking about specs. Just stop. Your fan base don't even understand it, what you're talking about, and the numbers you spitting out ain't helping. Because half the time, when you start going into the nuts and bolts of that, you're like, oh well, the what y'all really need to do is optimize this, and then it'll
Mm-hmm.
run better. It ain't got nothing to do with how big your cores are.
Right.
Y'all need to optimize, or y'all need to code it instead of doing drag and drop object oriented.
Right.
But unless you into IT, you probably don't know. You probably don't know that, which is a
And
lot of
honestly, you shouldn't care about
yeah.
it.
Because that's what's the problem with a lot of these enthusiasts. I'm like, bruh, you have no coding certifications or nothing. You have no idea what you're talking about. So yeah, I mean, it's one of those situations where yeah, this is gonna keep happening to y'all, and that's why when people be getting mad, I'm like, yeah, Nintendo's staying in their own lane because, to be fair, the other two are stupid. To be fair, there's especially with the rise of everybody doing stuff on PC and Sony selling putting their stuff on PC. There ain't a reason to have that. You can either have PC if you really cared about graphics like that, you would go PC regardless anyway. But it's if you game like that, it's Nintendo and then pick Sony or Microsoft because it's only like there ain't no real exclusives there. Not really. Like what, one, two? I'm thinking Halo and Gears is Microsoft.
Yeah. Yeah.
God of War for PlayStation, but like I said, PlayStation's putting all this stuff on PC because they're trying to make money back.
Right.
So I'm like, bro, I hate to be the bearer of jacked up news, but yeah, that's not helping your case when you have to put everything on PC because you just spent $200 million on Spider-Man and it didn't make that much.
Right.
Everybody said they wouldn't have bought it. Everybody said they loved it, but when you got your return, your ledger don't look right. that return on investment ain't there. So yeah, I don't. I just want them to stop promising stuff that they know they can't keep.
Right. Right. That's the big part.
Yeah.
And like I said yesterday, the problem is with the PS5 Pro is that when the PS6 comes out, you can't tell your consumer, your average consumer, not your gamer, that these PS6 games can't run on PS5. Like, is if they're looking and you can't see a difference, and sure, technology can move in a certain way, between those two times, but if they can't visually see a difference between PS6 and PS5, now you have to do the explaining graphics to people who don't even care about graphics.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this is a deep learning. They don't know what you're talking about. Like, all they see is this looks like
Yeah.
this. Yeah.
AI, like, don't nobody care, dude.
No. So when you get to that point where you have to like try and make up something to explain why it can't run that, you're fighting with your own consumer to try and get them to buy something. And that PS4 Pro is now the stopgap between those two. So like it would have just been easier for them to be like, you know what? We ain't even gonna make this model. We're just gonna sit on it. We're gonna sit on the PS5 till the PS6 comes out. Because
no
then
point.
you know, like, yeah, because there's no point. At least then you can be like, well, PS5 plays these games because it's the last generation, but this is a whole new generation. Like, you're just gonna have to buy a whole new console for a whole new generation of games. Boom. Now, nah, you can't do that.
Yeah. Hi, Vicky.
Hi, Vicky. What's up?
So yeah, at this point, because Microsoft has said they're making another console. Don't know when it's going to come out, but they have said they were making one. We know the successor is coming, and it's not gonna. If you sit up here and think that they're gonna pull what Sony's pulling, you have lost your ever loving mind. Nintendo ain't doing that.
Right.
They're not gonna do that. They're gonna do what they do, and people are gonna complain and say it's outdated, and then get mad that they have to buy a console that they claim they don't want.
Right. Right.
But they always own Mario Kart and Smash religiously. I hate the so this is anti-consumer, bro. You was just I had a race against you last Monday on Mario Kart. What are you talking about? Oh man, I didn't buy that. Me and my friends all put together about a family plan. It counts. You do realize it counts. You actually have it in itself. No, I don't. I ain't paid for it, dude. You paid a portion of it, which means it counts.
Right.
Do you not understand how math works? Like, Nintendo don't care that you're mad. You went and paid for an account. So all that stuff you was talking didn't really mean nothing, because I've played you online in Smash and I played you online in Mario Kart. So I know you have it.
Right. Right.
Yeah. Those are some actual conversations I've had with people. I find it to be hilarious. But I will say this, as y'all can see by my name, I don't know if y'all know this about Annapurna Interactive, but shout out to them. They stand on business. Like, they all resigned Friday.
Yeah, they were gone. They were out of there.
Left.
They were out of there.
Apparently, they wanted to work on a certain game. The studio head said no. All 25 people walked out, turned in their resignation. Hopefully they're able to, keep working, maybe form their own thing. But yeah, I hate to be like, no, you know what? I want to be like that. That's how you do it. If you feel strongly about something and you've been asking politely and they've been politely ignoring you, then politely quit. Save your money up, buy your time, save your money up, and then politely walk out the door. That's pretty much how you do it, because they're gonna put out statements. They're gonna have the PR statement come out, be like, "Oh, our stuff is not affected, and we're gonna do it." Yeah, it is. It's affected. It's affected. 25 people walked out the same day. Trust me, it's affected. Because when Monday comes tomorrow, when they wake up in the morning and they go into that office and them 25 people ain't there, and they still got them deadlines to meet,
Mm-hmm.
and they got to roll their sleeves up. Everybody ain't in water. I'll put it like that. Everybody ain't in water that can go in and just be like, okay, yeah, I can knock out a couple of these games right quick.
Right. What y'all need? Like, how much you need?
So I one time for Annapurna Interactive, for standing on business and staying true to their conviction, because apparently, I mean, just judging by the articles that's been out about it, basically they want to work on a spinoff of something. They didn't say what the game was. Well, the articles I read didn't say what the game was, but they were denied and they decided to walk out. So
they were gone.
And this ain't no allegedly. They actually did that. They walked out.
No, this happened. This was 100% real.
Yeah, this was not allegedly they walked out. No, they actually walked out, which, like I said, I respect. I got to respect that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think too many people won't respect that. I think a lot of people will respect that. So, yeah, I want to bring that up just because, like, I understand. I like it, and to me, with all the craziness that's been happening, with all these companies getting shut down a week after their game drop, sometimes the weekend they game drop,
Mm-hmm.
It's nice to see, like, hey, look, we asked, we're a good developer. We've done what we've handled all our projects. We want to make our own. Y'all say no, even though y'all promised we could do it. All right, then we out.
We out of here.
So
y'all want to support us? Cool, we got you.
So I'm hoping that all of them are able to land on their feet and find a good path, because Annapurna, they're not a bad they're not a bad team. They're actually a very good team. So
yeah,
they were a very good team. So I shout out to them, and hopefully they, like I said, they can land on their feet and stuff like that. So yeah, but that's all I have for today. So anything you want to bring up?
Oh man. I mean, not necessarily, but thinking about it, so we've got so we had Ipsers on the channel yesterday. Shout outs to Ip. And he asked a question. It was a now what question. And maybe I thought it was behind the scenes, but maybe it wasn't. But he asked, so now that PlayStation has shown off their stuff, and I believe there's, from the rumors, which don't quote me on the rumors, but it sounds like Sony is supposed to have like another event, another like Sony Plays or Sony whatever they do.
Yeah, it's supposed to be after Tokyo Game Show, so it's supposed to be in October or November.
Okay, he was asking. He asked me, "Do I think so? When do I think they'll finally, reveal the next system for Nintendo?" And after having this Microsoft, after having this Apple event, now we've got the PlayStation event. I'm still sitting in October, man. We got what, 2 weeks left of
September, yeah.
I'm firmly believing it's October, and I say that not to say that Nintendo was really waiting for Sony, because they don't care. They don't care about nothing. They drop whatever they want whenever they feel like it. They drop Pokemon next to Call of Duty. You know what I'm saying? But I also feel like, well, the one thing that Nintendo really loves to do is make people sweat.
Well, they controlling their narrative this time. They like your IGNs, your game trailers, your Rev 3 game. They're not controlling the narrative, so they can do stuff whenever they want. And I like that. That's why I think, I know people have been saying October. I'm saying November, because that's what happened in 2016. It was November. They put that 3-minute trailer out in November. We had the actual. They put the 3-minute trailer out in November. They did something at the Game Awards. Can't remember what they did at the Game Awards, but that direct was in January. The thing dropped in March. No, it it was Breath of the Wild was in it was at the Game Awards, and they said it was going to be on Switch.
Yeah.
And then in January
we got the full thing.
They got the full direct, and with the lineup, and then that's when it went on pre-order, and the rest was history. March 17th, the rest was history. So I'm sitting there. I think they're going to probably do the same thing. Because I think a lot of those games, probably some of those stuff like Metaphor and all those, probably is going to be on there.
Yeah, I wouldn't
be there.
I wouldn't be surprised, man.
Yeah, so many third parties have lost money because they were being stupid in for lack of a better term. Because I'm like, bro, how do you sit up there and say your game can't run on the most popular system when you can? You just
can't make it work. They just don't want to make it work.
And you see how fast Bandai Namco stopped saying that.
They were like, and was it Capcom who asked for the extra RAM?
It was Capcom, yeah.
Yeah, that's wild to me too. They're like, oh no, wait, we can get it.
And on there, even though the RE engine works on the damn system. So you can't say it ain't is the RE, because it used to be, oh well, it's this engine can't work, the engine has to be optimized, it won't run. Nah, y'all made a whole Monster Hunter for the Switch.
Right.
So we know the RE engine works. You could have put Street Fighter on there.
Well, no.
You could have.
You could have.
I mean, I at this point, I just don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear the excuses no more. I just don't want to hear them. Like the whole thing with Dragon Ball Kakarot. That's why I refused to buy it on Switch. Because Bandai Namco came out and said they couldn't run. I'm like, what do you mean it can't run? All you got to do is optimize for it. You're using the same
engine.
Yeah, well, it can't run. I'm like, they said the same thing about Fighters. Once they hit 50-something million, next thing you know, Fighters is there with a whole new game mode where you don't have to do 3-on-3. You're not forced to do 3-on-3. You can do 2-on-2 or 1v1. Hold on, I thought y'all said.
They're like, look, it works. We finally got it.
Yeah, nah, bro. Come on, man. Come on, man. So I wouldn't be surprised. Like with the whole thing with the successor, I would not be surprised they do exactly what they did last time. Just because it, to me, I understand why people release in the holiday season, but to me, it makes more sense business wise to release at the beginning of the fiscal year, especially if you know you got a slate of games to go with it.
Oh yeah,
because all that money goes on that fiscal year.
Yeah,
and not just 2.5 months.
Right.
So yeah, that's what I think. RJ, honestly, I think it's going to depend on what is dropping with it, what that release lineup look like. To be fair,
you both think people will get hyped up the Switch successor after having it in their hands? Actually, yeah. I think to be honest with you, I don't actually think the real hype is the system. I actually really think the hype is the games. Like I'm even though people are like, oh, I can't wait for the Switch successor, But if you ask a person, like, what are you excited about with the Switch successor? And we're like, oh, well, we'll finally get to play. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the games. So as long as they've got the games coming, third party or first party, like that's what the hype is going to be, and that hype won't die down if they keep steamrolling them out. Like we just said, like a few minutes back, like if they decided, like, okay, now's the time to drop a 1080, like that's y'all gonna go crazy, y'all gonna go insane. Same with F-Zero, but like y'all gonna go out of your minds if they have a game that they finally like, you know what, now it's time to release the Kraken. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's easily the games. I don't think it's the system.
Because all they got to do is and I'm not even a fan of Animal Crossing. Drop Animal Crossing. Drop Animal Crossing on release. Y'all saw what Animal Crossing did.
Yep.
during the pandemic. It just made bank. And
Right.
I promise you they didn't spend $50 million on that game.
And they was not
Promise you they didn't.
they was not hurting about it. They was like, "Yep, good move.
Yeah.
What's next?"
I can promise you that game. It Splatoon. Hell, they just had their own Burning Man concert the whole weekend. People
Hmm.
are posting videos of that like it's a real like they were at Coachella or something.
I'm telling you, man, it's all about the games, bro. It's all about the games.
They're at their best when they are weird and crazy and just their creativity goes all over the place. That's when
Hmm.
they're at their best.
Hmm.
So personally, I would hope we could get like if I had my own personal list, um, I wouldn't mind having a new Kid Icarus, a new Star Fox, you know, yeah, Kid Icarus, Star Fox, the soft reboot of Smash because it probably needs to do that
Hmm.
at this point. I don't know what the team got cooking for the next 3D Mario, but it's probably gonna be off the chain because they hadn't said nothing. And Odyssey came out in 2017. They
Yeah,
haven't said nothing.
not a word.
Oh, they got something cooking. Because the
Yeah,
last time we got Odyssey, because they what was it? Before then it was what 3D Land, and
3D land.
that was what 2013 or 14.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, and we got Odyssey off the back of that. So
Hmm.
and I didn't had even more time. They probably came with something straight up weird, ridiculous, and crazy all at the same time.
Yeah, Bowser's Fury and Wonder. Bowser's Fury was like it was it was there, but it was just for the most part it was the add-on like
Yeah.
to 3D World. And I would even say too. Well, go ahead. I'll let you finish your thought.
Well, the thing I think about that is because when they do stuff like that, it feels like they just testing something out. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Like with Link's Awakening, when they did the remake of Link's Awakening, that's because they was working on Echoes. It's the same art style, same engine. You know, so I'm like, okay, that Browser Fury is that what y'all was playing around with something as a
Hmm.
giant kaiju Bowser and a Super Saiyan Lion
Right.
Mario?
Right.
So I'm like, what in the world? Like, yeah. So
I would say so. Some of my lists um would be I'm gonna join Jack and say Donkey Kong.
I
Um
don't care.
3D
Well,
Donkey Kong.
yeah, we do for one. We do
Yeah.
for one.
Which I would throw on top of that. I don't mind another Diddy Kong Racing. I don't know how that's gonna play out not having Conquer and Banjo. I mean, they can
Um,
make it work.
well, who would you get to make it though? Because like the reason why that Conquer they was able to do that because that was like retro. Rare
Rare.
was doing that.
Yeah,
So who
yeah.
would you get to make it? Because whoever you get to make it, have them instead of having Conquer have one of their characters in it.
Mm,
I mean, that's how you fix that.
dang. And I don't know. I don't even know who I would have do that. To be honest with you,
I would say,
Crash had a kart game, didn't it?
yeah, Crash Bandicoot, yeah.
Yeah. So.
Sonic has one. Sonic Team
Oh
Racing.
yeah, I forgot about the Sonic team. Yeah, I mean even have Sega do it.
Yeah,
Have that
because
Sonic team do it.
I was like seeing as how Retro done hired all them people, have Retro do it and put Samus in it.
Hmm. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because that's what I thought they were going to be doing for the next Mario Kart anyway, just having Nintendo Kart and just have, since they put Link in it last time, have them put Link, Zelda, Samus, Silux, just because he's a hater.
Right, right.
Silence with that. I ain't gonna lie. The best part of that Metroid Prime Beyond trailer is Silence showing up like he's just the biggest hater in the world,
Yeah,
dude. Like,
he pulled in
yeah,
like
uh huh,
yeah.
yeah,
You knew
uh
you knew you needed me.
huh. Like, bro, like, dude, it's not that serious. So
You know you need help.
yeah, so that was that's what I would think honestly for stuff like that. But
Hmm.
yeah. All right, folks. Thank you everybody in chat for showing up. We appreciate you. I'm gonna cut it here tonight. Your boy got to get up. I got an early morning tomorrow, so there is that I got to do. Also, I want to let you guys know I have a new segment dropping. It's called Press Start. This is where I'm gonna do like have a more of an arcade feel to it. Gonna be basically like some of my favorite cutscenes. The vids are designed to be between 15 and 30 minutes, not too long. But the first one should be up tomorrow, and a couple days next week. I'll be just posting some stuff under that Press Start label. I will also be placing putting up a video of the first 25 minutes of Renata's demo. I didn't put the tutorial part in there just because I ain't feel like doing that again. So other than that, yeah, that'll be up. I'll probably say that'll be the first one, so that should be up sometime tomorrow. So just be on the lookout for those videos. Like I said, it's going to be called Press Start, and it'll just have like gameplay cinematics or certain gameplay, not designed to be super long, between 15 and 30 minutes. Some of them are going to be less than that. You might get some that's only 5 minutes or 2 minutes, but you'll see when I start putting them out. Other than that, Sanso, anything you want to pimp out?
Yeah, so yesterday we had a whole discussion about the PS5 Pro and our thoughts on it. So if you haven't checked that video out, make sure you go check it out. What up to Ibsters? Also, shout out to Ib. He came through as our guest, along with Jack and Jay, of course. And we kind of just talked about everything PS4 Pro, as well as some other topics. So make sure you go over there, hit the like button and everything. I saw some comments. I'm sure, I think Juice was talking and I kind of responded to it. So, go in the chat and at least have some discussions about that. Tomorrow is the Joe podcast. I believe that there's probably going to be a podcast because there was the PS4 announcement this past week. So he's going to want to get everybody else's opinion on it, not just mine. So make sure you head over there tomorrow at 7 o'clock. And then Friday, this coming Friday, starts a Vito variant. So make sure you go over there. As a matter of fact, let me take this time out real quick. Go over to Trey Vito's channel and subscribe if you have not. Please do that. Check out the videos. It's all about entertainment and the movies and stuff like that are coming out. And we talk every other week about that stuff. So go over there and show him some love and support. That is greatly appreciated. And then we have more projects in the work, but I'm going to talk about those at a later point. So, yeah, that's it for me.
All righty. And once again, thank you guys. We're going to try to do the Q&A at another time. But like I said before, if you guys ever want to ask us a question, you can always do it in Discord. We have a channel for it called Ask the Crew Questions. You can leave it there, and we'll try to make sure we get to it. Yeah. So thank you guys once again. We appreciate it. We'll catch you guys next Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Peace out, people.
Peace.